call down the Egungun, and he did a specific song to call down the Balawedo and the wife of the Balawedo. And I forget the name of the wife. Oh my goodness. I should have recorded some of this because it was really fascinating to me. So I'm relying on my fuzzy memory. So please forgive me. But it was great. It was great. And the second the second part of it was to call down the ancestors themselves, and to address our needs, at this time. And at both times, I was feeling it, especially at the first part. I was really, that's just how it is when you are in touch with your ancestral spirits. When they're activated in you or awakened in you, or, however you want to call it. I like the word blacktivated, personally. You experience things through their eyes, so to speak. Now, in my personal rituals with my ancestors, I use an instrument called a shekere. And it's an gourd instrument that has a mesh of beads. Sometimes these beads are made of small shells, okay, and a web around the bowl of the gourd. And then the neck of the gourd is the actual handle that you hold. And so you shake it, and it makes a song sound like like that. And I did not have my shekere, but a sister standing next to me had hers, and so she was playing it along with the drummers. And for some reason, I don't know if this is because of my own limited hearing, because I am hard of hearing. I don't know if it was because of that the drumming somehow seemed to sound farther away, like totally like levels, like somebody had an equalizer or something, or volume control, and they just slid the level down from like 10 to 2, and then put the volume of shekere up, from like 2 to 7. But that rhythm and that sound that was coming from the sisters playing was like a freaking lasso on my spirit. And my eyes started getting that heaviness, okay? That this is an experience that some of you listening might be well aware of and familiar with. When you give yourself over to the, quote, energy or spirit, your eyes start to feel like they're made of lead. Your eyelids feel like they weigh a ton. And when you blink, it's almost impossible to open your eyes back up again. And this is something that we tend to resist if we don't want to, in that moment, go under, okay? We want to be, cognizant and aware of our surroundings, because we have to be, for whatever situation we're in. But when you are purposefully doing something in the spiritual vein, you allow it. You don't fight it. Okay, you just let it go, and you let it take over you. And that's what I found happening. It was like the shekere. And so, looking back on it, I'm like, maybe this has something to do with the fact that we use the shekere to, call down our ancestors when we do our spiritual work here. Maybe that's just, their kind of knee-jerk reaction. Like, oh, they hear that shekere playing. It's like, oh, okay, here we come. Oh, they're calling us. Here we come. I don't know. All right. But it was interesting nonetheless. I just let it take me over. And I was gone for, like a flash. And I can't really tell you anything more than that. It's just a beautiful, mellow feeling. It feels like you're floating on your back, on a really calm or somewhat calm river, all right? Like a really lively river, and you're just allowing yourself to be carried along, and everything is just beautiful and good all around you, okay? it's a beautiful feeling. And, some people, I guess, get that way with drugs. I don't know. But it was great. And there was a little incident that took place that I wasn't aware of. It was like I said, I was gone, but my husband saw it go down. And that was this, hipster dude who happened to be there. He kept coming into the circle, okay? And he kept getting ushered out. Now, let me backtrack. When my Facebook friend posted about this event, and he tagged me and, several others to it, someone asked in the comments, were white people allowed to attend this ritual? And he said no. He said they can come to the event, but they have to stay outside of the actual ritual space. They can't be inside the ritual space. And he didn't really, go any further. But I took that as, we're calling down enslaved ancestors as well as the ones before them, okay? Who were not, who got left behind, or, who are, part of the lineage, our bloodline ancestors all the way on the motherland in Africa. And so, we cover every single one, okay? Grandmama, great-granddaddy, all the way back across the Atlantic, okay? So when you're dealing with enslaved ancestors, and some of our ancestors, if you've got Congo blood, your ancestors in the Congo had to deal with Europeans, in the 15th century, and some of their experiences were not very nice. Okay, just like our more immediate ancestors of this land, their experiences with white people were terror, living hell. So no, it is not a good thing for white folks to be present in these types of rituals. Okay, I know, in voodoo, for example, there are certain Loa that when they come down, okay, white folks have to be taken out of the vicinity, or else they risk getting a machete stuck in them, okay? So, I don't know if that's where the brother was coming from, but I'm just going to make an assumption, and, I feel that assumption is valid. All right. But anyway, during this event, during the ritual, this white dude came into the circle with his cigarette and his camera, trying to film, and the participants inside ushered him out very politely. They ushered him out and explained to him what was going on. Did you think that stopped him? He took his ass over to the other side of the perimeter and came through the circle again. And once again, the brothers and sisters ushered him out very nicely. You think that was enough? No. That motherfucker came in a third time. And this time a sister got his ass out. Now, I don't know what all she said. Okay? But he didn't come back. Okay? Yeah. So, but that kind of stuff, all right. Y'all already know. Let me get back to the ritual itself. The energy that was there was good. It's a different kind of energy from what I'm personally used to in the rituals that I do with the ancestors and their spirit forces. It's different vibe altogether, okay? And it might have to do with the fact that I'm not working with Yoruba tradition, okay? I work with what's in my bloodline, and that's the Congo tradition, okay, for lack of a better term. I just go where my spirits tell me to go. So the drumming that's done here is different, okay, because the drummers that drum, they do the same thing. They allow the ancestors and the ancestor spirit forces to direct them in those songs. Okay? So the beats are different, the rhythms are different, the whole vibration is different. What's also different is, I come from more of a, I don't know how to put it, aggressive is a good word. I'm a little bit more aggressive, and the spirits that I work with are more aggressive. So I feel the aggression, okay, when I do my work in this way, and I didn't feel any of that there at the ritual yesterday. What I felt there was more like I felt concern, okay, and there was an anger, but it was more like, you know, just being aware of the situation, anger, okay, just being, when you acknowledge certain transgressions, when you acknowledge certain pain, you will feel an anger toward it, but it was just a feeling of detachment there, and that's totally me. It has nothing to do with the ritual in and of itself. The collective that was there, leading the ritual, the participants. That was just me personally. I felt a feeling of just detachment, and I just think it might have to do with, I'm not Yoruba, and that's not my tradition. I'm like an outsider looking in on someone else's, that kind of detachment. I just really didn't feel in it like I did when the sister was playing her instrument. I got my spirits totally reacted in a positive way to that, but overall, it wasn't. It just made me feel restless. I guess, for lack of a better word, I felt a little restless. Like I wanted to come home and do something else. You know what I mean? But it was getting late, and we, had other plans for the evening, so that didn't happen. And again, our stuff is on Saturdays and Tuesdays anyway. I do different types of things on Sundays, like my client work. So, but I felt it, y'all. I just really, I was kind of like riled up and ready to go, ready to put on take that white stuff off and put on some black and red. All right, I'm not going to get into too many details about how I get down over here because it ain't y'all business. Okay, these are private, personal things unless you are invited to my home, and you get to experience it firsthand. But I will not be giving details on the show. But anyway, overall, I really loved what this represented. I loved the strength of the optics. It was so powerful to have that show of solidarity and unity. You got folks together, everybody's got on their white, black people, all ages, all colors, all sizes, backgrounds, whatever. It was great to see that, okay, that type of unity, all right? That's a forceful, powerful thing. And we, especially our young people, our children, need to see more of that. Okay? I really, really felt more motivated to do my own open public rituals closer to home, because like I said, our community has issues, multiple ones, all right? And to have that public showing that, you mean business. All right, this has been, something that I've mulled around in my head for a long time. And it's just time, while it's still warm enough, just to get it going. So I'll be sharing more details about that as I come closer to that. I want to just give a lot of love and thanks to everyone that was there for the ritual and lecture, and a lot of love to the activists who have been camping and have created Freedom Square at Homan Square. You can find out more about the activities on Twitter if you use hashtag freedom